It's finally over. What is going on, guys? Going on 27 Squad. Welcome back into another video, and it's an end of an era. Daniel Jones has been benched for the foreseeable future. He's not just benched, he has been demoted to the emergency quarterback 3, with Drew Lock being the backup. Tommy Devito getting the start. How many of you guys are excited for Tommy Devito?
I told you, I'm a man of my word. Where's the Italian?
But as always, before we get into the video, make sure you guys check out BetUS. Check out BetUS for a 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit. Second and third are 125%. All you have to do is put in the promo code YouTube150, and you can do whatever you want with that money. So that being said, yeah, check out BetUS, and thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video. So I know I made a video, my last video, we kind of talked about what's next for the New York Giants. What are they going to do now that they lost to the worst team in the NFL, and they are in the running for a top draft pick in this upcoming NFL draft? And the first step to this process has now been initiated, and that is benching Daniel Jones. Now, you guys know, if you guys have been familiar with me talking about this type of topic on this channel so far this season, where I was kind of going back and forth between, do I want Daniel Jones to be benched versus do I do not want Daniel Jones to be benched? And you guys know I was more leaning towards the side of not benching Daniel Jones, letting him be Daniel Jones, still losing games, and having the masses sort of realize that it's time to let him go. But the reason why I'm on board with this decision here for benching Daniel Jones, one, obviously the injury guarantee. We all know that that is a huge part of why this is even happening in the first place. And another thing is, I think everybody is kind of on the same page with Daniel Jones now, where everybody sort of agrees it's time to move on. I didn't think that would happen this early in the season, because even though we're past the halfway point, there are still like heavy Daniel Jones fans out there. But now I think after this benching, I think everybody's sort of accepting the fact that the Daniel Jones era, it has been ended, and or has come to an end, and now it's time to look forward to the future. Now, the only thing is that I hope this is crazy for me to say. I know a lot of people want to see some life from the New York Giants. I think this team is okay. I'm confident in this team if we were to get a quarterback, not to like compete for the NFC title or anything like that, but I have a feeling like, you know, with more draft picks, more roster building, this team could be competitive. It's crazy for me to say. I just hope Tommy DeVito doesn't come in and ruin this whole thing like he did last year. Those 3 wins in a row really killed the Giants as far as draft picks are concerned. We could have had Jaden Daniels by now, and life would have been good. I love Malik Neighbors, but I'll take Jaden Daniels 10 times out of 10 at this rate. The last thing I want is for this first step of this rebuilding process, this back on track process of benching Daniel Jones and looking towards the future. The last thing I want to happen is Tommy DeVito to win us out of a draft pick, win us out of a top quarterback like Shadur or Cam Ward. I don't want that to happen at all. And of course, unfortunately, that means that they still have to lose games. We still have to endure this season before we can get something next season, right? We don't want to win meaningless games. Like, listen, the Giants already lost to the worst team in the NFL. What win can we have that is possibly going to change that fact? Nothing. I mean, the rest of our schedule, I don't know if we do have another win in there. I have no idea. The Cowboys on Thanksgiving is a possible win, but I really don't know what else. We still have the Colts, maybe. The Falcons, I don't think we're beating. We still have the Eagles again. So I don't know. But as far as Daniel Jones goes, man, it sucks. This is it's a tough business, right? I feel for him. I do feel for him. I think he was put in a really bad situation when he was first drafted here, and I think he was put in another bad situation when he was given that contract, because with that contract came expectations. You know, nobody was paying him $40 million for the work that he's done as a Giant before the contract was put into play. I mean, that 2022 season was good. Everybody that says it was great, it was a good season from a quarterback, but it wasn't $40 million worth. They were paying him based on building off of that 2022 season and, you know, going from there and hopefully being a competitive team. And Daniel Jones couldn't fulfill that, couldn't rise up to those expectations, and, you know, it found himself being benched and inevitably cut, as I believe Dan Duggan said that the Giants were going to plan to cut him, and obviously that means the Giants would have to eat up some dead cap, but we all knew that in the 2025 season was going to be the season where Daniel Jones was probably going to not be a Giant anymore. That was probably the season where they were probably going to let him go. But interesting how they just said cut and maybe not try to trade. I don't know if there will be any team wanting to trade for that contract, but, you know, you still kind of throw your darts at the board and see what sticks, you know, and yeah, I would like for them to at least try to trade him, you know, in next year's offseason, but we'll see what happens with that. But as far as that goes, they're probably just going to cut him, and he's going to be able to seek a new contract with another team. I don't imagine he'll be a starter. He may compete for a starting job, you know, depending on what the Raiders do in the next draft. You know, they still have Aiden O'Connell there, Gardner Minshew. I don't know if he's there next season. But that's a team that he can possibly go to. He can be a backup on a team, you know, think maybe the Niners. He could probably be a backup on a Niners where you've got Brock Purdy there and you have Daniel Jones, veteran, to be a backup there in a good system, a good Shanahan system, very well oiled, that machine that they have for an offense. So, yeah, I don't know as far as Daniel Jones' future is. I know that for the Giants, we just need to keep this thing rolling the right way and not screw ourselves and shoot ourselves in the foot. We have to lose games. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Take it from Rio Robinson. He was a Washington Commanders content creator who I work with on RoundTable Sports. He was saying that a lot of fans were coming at him last year for wanting to lose games, wanting to tank, wanting to get a better draft position, and he wound up being right. You suffer in the now so you can prosper in the future. That's sometimes what you have to do. Just lose so you can win in the future. And if Washington found themselves to win meaningless games last year, we may not be talking about them right now as a 7-3 right now? 7-3, 7-4, something like that type of team. And, if they didn't have Jaden Daniels, they probably would have been maybe 2-3 wins right now. So I'll be honest with you. I think Jaden Daniels is the reason why they won the majority of their games. So that's how I think of it. My mindset is changing when it comes to this. When it comes to this situation, I've always been a person to say I want to win games no matter what. I don't care about the draft pick. We'll figure it out. That's the GM's job, not my job. My job is just to root for my team. And I get that. And I still understand that. I still want to root for my team. It's still going to be hard for me to watch these games and maybe we have a really good drive and want them not to score. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still going to be rooting on certain players. Tyrone Tracy, the offensive line, I want to see them stick pretty well. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, these guys, Micah McFadden, of course. But, that's where we are right now. Daniel Jones has been benched. This is what we're seeing in the future. And we have to keep the ship rolling. We have to keep the ship moving. So, that being said, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And we'll see you guys next time. Woo!